Hi, everyone. Welcome to the latest edition of Pit Stop. I honestly think it's been since August, actually, since I've done one of these, which is just kind of nuts. I think the last 4 or 5 months has just been crazy, crazy, crazy. Hope everybody's doing well. This one's going to be a little longer than most. I think when I first conceptualized this in between episode, if you will, they were supposed to be between like 10 and 20 minutes. This one's probably going to be longer. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. But hope everybody's doing well. Before I even forget, there is a ton of stuff at Standard H on the website, rather. That's on sale. A lot of this is a result of, as you may have seen my post on Instagram, the result of a conversation I had back in October with my buddy Ryan, who founded Greats Shoes, former Standard H podcast guest, also founded Jolie, the showerhead that you've probably seen advertisements everywhere. They are crushing. So shout out to Jolie and Ryan. Basically shrinking the assortment. And it's funny, I was thinking earlier this morning, actually, just how that mentality is sort of paralleling my personal life as well, and how I'm kind of wanting fewer, nicer things as opposed to, just a bunch of stuff. And I have sold a ton of stuff over the last several months on eBay. I have been thinking about my watch collection. I've been thinking about my aspirations for owning certain cars in my life. I've been thinking about a lot, and I don't know, call it a midlife crisis. I don't know. What I do know is there's just been a lot going on behind the scenes with regards to Standard H, with, the windups from this past fall, and then fast forward to even now, just with having released the Carrera t-shirt, the Aperta t-shirt, the Avant t-shirt. I'm wearing the Carrera in blue Scuro. This is an old 1950s and 60s Ferrari color. That was the inspiration behind the shirt. These are now on sale. Franco, absolutely. Less is more. Yeah, I couldn't have said it better. And then there's always room for another race car, says Jonathan Abreu. Yeah, a race car? Yeah, another race car. I don't know that my GTI classifies as a race car to have another. Gabe Riley from The Collective would call my car very boy racer. So perhaps you're both right. Anyway, yes, in fact, I've been shrinking my watch collection. I've just been doing a lot of thinking, and doing fewer things very well is better than doing kind of a lot half-ass. And I think if I were to rewind, there's been a lot of travel over the last 6 months, tons of travel. I was in New York City for Windup, as I mentioned. That was great. I went to North Carolina for the second annual trunk show at Unlikely Professionals, which is my wholesale account in Raleigh, partnering with Red Bar Raleigh. That event, the first one we did with Oris, this last one we did with Reed's Jewelers, which is a local AD in the Southeast primarily, and in conjunction with IWC Watches, which was phenomenal. To piggyback on that, I released the Willie shirt jacket in Mojave, and was beside myself, fortunate and very appreciative of IWC to loan me a Mojave perpetual calendar, a big pilot, which was insane to do that photo shoot, not only with those items, but alongside Brett Curry. It's the second time Brett and I work together. He's the man. He makes it super easy. I think if I were to put words in his mouth, I think he'd probably rather more input from me to give him more direction as to what I'm looking for. But on the same note, I just want Brett to do what Brett does. And so between the two of us, we both love cars, we both love watches, we both love the weather. We were originally going to shoot in Nashville, and scheduling conflicts created his trip here, and we shot it in Malibu. And great day. Shout out to Nicholas as well for modeling for me again. You're the best. And yeah, so that was really cool. The Willys in Mojave is honestly just, it's so versatile in that tan sort of Mojave color. The military green obviously is what it launched in, and last spring I launched that at Wind Up in San Francisco, and the tan is equally as versatile, is equally timeless looking, and all the things that Standard H strives to be. And so that's been great. The holidays came and went like it's crazy, and here we are. Obviously, the third week, final days of January already. It's just insane. I really think this year is going to serve as a very pivotal year. I'm really trying to focus the assortment, as I've alluded to several times now. Many of you received an email about the Shift logo t-shirts going on sale. Not only are they on sale, but they are going away. Frankly, there are only a few left. So if you guys are interested in the logo t-shirts, you can grab those for half price right now. And I bid them adieu. So, and, but the Shift logo hats, I think, I can't even remember how many I've done. I think it's like 7 or 8 different colors. There are clear front runners in these types of products, and what's selling, what's not, or at least what sells faster than another. And I've got now years of data to prove that these certain colors sell best, and that's what I'm doing. So basically the thinking here is to trim down the SKU count, focus the collection on the best of the best, and the items outselling the others, and just continue to sell the ones that seemingly people want. My repeat customer is very high. I feel extremely I feel a warm embrace by the people who have come to Standard H, only due to the fact that that repeat customer is there, and I appreciate all of you. And I do have customers who have bought their 4th, their 5th hat, and very oftentimes the same color. So, which only furthers the point of there's no need to carry this in 8 different colors if 3 are selling well. So just trying to give you guys what you want most and more often, so that you don't have these sort of gaps where things are sold out, and as a result, you can't buy them for months because I'm waiting for the other stuff to sell in order to afford to buy, more product than that. So that's just kind of how that cookie crumbles. Again, if you visit the sales section, you'll see other items that are on it. Some stuff was marked down even more last night. New items were added yesterday as well. So yeah, I'm not messing about, as they say. I'm really trying to give it my best go, and really kind of bring the types of products that not only I want, but the types of products you guys obviously want too. So hopefully this price reduction on a lot of these items will be appreciated on your end as well. This isn't to say there won't be new styles. I've said this too in a previous email, so I guess this is a good time to say, if you haven't joined the Standard H email list, please do so. There are several occasions throughout the year that you're going to receive promotions that nobody else is privy to, no one on Instagram. And I encourage you subscribers not to share those discount codes, only due to the fact that it's kind of annoying to give people benefits without, being committed to the brand. I think it's only fair. On that note, you guys will be getting, as email subscribers, further discounts, opportunities to pick up stuff. You're obviously the first to know as well, if anything's happening. Events, sales, product releases. There's travel recommendations. Yes, there's the travel tab on the website. But I oftentimes will, not often, I guess, a couple times a year, I'll send out emails about travel, things that I've done, and hotel recommendations, restaurant recommendations, all that stuff. Yes, it's a list on the website, but you get even more of a little bit of a backstory through the emails. And those are fun to create. It reminds me of the blog that I used to write that's still up. You can visit Screaming Mouth. If you Google Screaming Mouth blog, it should be the first thing that comes up. It's still up. I still pay for that URL. Let's see, what else? What else did I want to cover? Yes. Oh, as far as new items go, not only with the advent of new items coming out this year, I'm also looking to expand my wholesale distribution. I'd mentioned Unlikely Professionals in Raleigh. There's a couple of car clubs that I have my stuff present in. Garage Collective here in San Diego. Rally Point East out in the Hamptons has some examples of stuff there in their showroom, which was awesome. Shout out to those guys. But I'm not just looking at car clubs, honestly, like just local menswear stores, things of that nature. Please don't say the national park hats will be discontinued. Don't want to have to buy a lifetime supply. Well, P. Morrissey, 34. Get on it because they're going away. I thought they were fun and cool, but and actually Nick, the model that I shot with Brett, he loves those hats too. I love those hats, but just full disclosure, they haven't sold nearly as well as I'd hoped, and that's okay. I mean, a lot of this stuff is trial and error. I don't know what is going on with this video and fireworks. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, they do fit perfect. Well, so as far as those fitting well, it's the same hat that I'm wearing currently, and it's the same hat with all the logos on it. So if you like that fit, I guess the only caveat to that statement is the dad hat. Obviously, the dad hat's going to be different. Even the wool and acrylic hat, the one that doesn't have the mesh in the back, those are the exact same fit as the National Park hat. Not to be confused with the National Forest hat, which I think did sell out. I did very, very limited number of those. So the National Park hat is on sale. It's in the sales section. Go get them. But as far as fit goes, it's the same tried and true trucker hat that I've always distributed or sold rather. So that's good news. So as far as growing the assortment, growing the distribution through wholesale, not to beg and plead, but I could definitely use I could definitely use your help is what I'm trying to say in not so easy terms. You all shop locally perhaps, or maybe you only shop online, which is fine. Shopping through my website actually helps me even more, obviously. But if you know stores in your local area, I don't care if it's New York, Wyoming, Montana, it doesn't matter. Florida. Please tell me, shoot me a message. info@standard-h.com. You can DM me on Instagram. Hit me up on LinkedIn, whatever avenue you'd like to use to tell me. Knowing where those shops are and having sort of a warmer lead rather than a cold call is certainly helpful. And you all wear my stuff currently, or at least I hope you do. And if you do, you're going to know where this collection will fit well at your local shop. So I guess that's why I need your help, because I don't know every store in the nation. It's just impossible, especially these mom and pop stores. And those are honestly my favorite to sell to and interact with for really two reasons. They need to sell their product to keep their lights on. So they're not just glorified cashiers, which is great, because if you go into a big box store here at, in your local mall, a lot of those salespeople are not selling, quote unquote. They're certainly a warm body, and no offense to them. If they are selling, I applaud your efforts. It's just not nearly as common as what I find to be much more personable and personal customer service, and more of a mom and pop atmosphere. That's just been my experience. And you can just really talk to them on a much more personal level as well, and get to know them the way they get to know me and the brand. Whereas dealing with like a bigger box, like granted, I'm set up for that. If Nordstrom suddenly wants to carry Standard H, that's not a phone call I'm going to send to voicemail. I think that's one I'm going to take. And that's the kind of account that could literally change my world. But I find that there's a lot more hurdles and or hoops to jump through to deal with those types of businesses. But again, it can happen. On that front, next month, I think late month as a teaser, there's going to be a new wholesale partner that I'm super excited about. Stay tuned for that, not to be too cryptic, but I think it's really exciting for me. So please stay tuned for late next month for a new wholesale account that I'm opening and launching through them. So that's going to be great. So there's that. As for the podcast, obviously it's still cranking. If you caught my last episode, I really appreciate you listening. And for those who didn't, it was with Adam from Menta Watches, and I've gotten a lot of really positive feedback from that, and from the one before, which was Doug DeMuro. One of the, arguably one of the white whales is Doug. Just such a personable guy, super fun, energetic. Adam as well. They're both just great guys to talk to for very different reasons. And Adam's episode was kind of a peek behind the curtain, really. Like his candor and honesty and openness to talk about his business was it was amazing. It was awesome. I got personal messages from people that I was like blown away that they even listened to my show, let alone that one. So yeah, Doug's episode was super fun. Obviously a lot of car talk, and with Adam, one of the most reputable watch dealers of today. Just super thankful that those guys have made the time to come on the show. It's humbling to say the least. As for the rest of this year, I'll be doing some new events that I haven't done before. I am always looking for new things. If you are a Red Bar in your local community and you live in Denver or wherever, let me know, because I am absolutely down to come do an event, show the clothes in person. You can try them on, touch them, feel them, that kind of thing. I realize how important that is, which is, again, part of the reason why I want to expand the wholesale distribution of this company. And so I'm always looking to do more events. I'm doing my first international event later this year. Super stoked about that. More to come later. Again, you'll be the first to know if you join the email list. Don't get me wrong, this pit stop isn't just to sell, but it is just kind of the things that are always looming and going on behind the scenes. And I kind of want to get you guys caught up, as well as, get a feel for all that goes into these things. Let's see. I went to Matt Farah's open house last week or the week before. I can't remember. I guess it was 2 Saturdays ago. That was super fun. Spike Ferriston showed up with Zuckerman and their GT4 RS, which was insane. The new 911 ST, the press car showed up, and that was super cool to check that out in person. And yeah, it was just great to see everybody there. I ran into my buddy Matt, who works for Audi in Santa Monica. Shout out Matt. And also, if anybody's hunting for an Audi, go call Matt at Audi Santa Monica. That's the guy you want to talk to. Let's see. Oh, Matt's open house was at his latest location for his car storage business, Westside Collectors Car Storage, I think is what it's called. Anyway, he's got two now, and this was an open house for the second location, which was cool. Let's see. I just got back from a trip from the East Coast. I just saw Lord Shapley just joined. Just saw Stark in Charleston. Had a great time there. Was visiting a prospective wholesale client. Fingers crossed that turns out as well as I thought it went. It is a third generation store there on King Street that I hope to partner with. Would be super excited to get that cranking and going. That would be fall delivery of 2024 should that come to fruition. Stark and I met up for lunch, went to a car club. Many of you probably saw in the Instagram stories a bunch of Porsches, and I even got a couple questions if that were a private collection or a public type of situation. It was definitely public, though the bulk of that room was one collector, if you could believe it. So yeah, that trip to the East Coast, I flew home, saw my parents, visited my good buddies Ari and Nate, who are friends that have grown to be very good friends of mine, having been customers before. So we had lunch in Charlotte, and then I continued on to Charleston to again see a prospective client. Went back up through Raleigh, saw Unlikely Professionals and Derek, the owner there, talked a bit of business, and just great trip. It was cold. Love the cold. Love wearing a coat. That's why I go to New York every December, just to wear a coat and go shopping effectively. As crazy as that may sound. I mean, that's kind of really what's been going on. I know I'm going to forget something. I always do. But yeah, I think a lot of the time, I just recorded another episode this morning of the podcast, which will be the next one. So if you care to stick around for that, it's with Nick from Strap Habit. Many of you know Nick and or the brand. Really fun conversation. I can't wait for you guys to hear that. Let's see. Yeah, just the sales section. A lot of events coming up this year. A lot of events last year. Actually, there's going to be more events this year than last year. But tons of travel. I was in London. I think some of you may have seen that. I was in London and Paris in November. Friends of ours got married in London, which was why we went over there. Got to see London for the first time in 20 years. I hadn't been in ages. It was super, super fun to get back there. Hoping to get back. I think there's some car stuff in April, so I might be heading back over to London in April. We shall see. Excited for that. But yeah, I think along with this, as the assortment is shrinking, so is a lot of the stuff in my house, as far as like the numbers of things. And I'm really thinking that like having fewer, nicer things is better than just a bunch of stuff. And not sure if any of you feel the same way and or are starting to. Maybe it's getting older. I think there was a quote like the first half of your life is growing up and accumulating things, and the last half of your life is getting rid of it all. And I guess I don't know. I guess I'm starting to come over that over the hill, as they would say. So yeah, just been kind of paring back and trying to keep things more streamlined. I feel like there's a weight off when there's less, like you don't feel the weight of all that stuff and the responsibility and the maintenance, and it's just always something. The more stuff you have, the greater opportunity for things to break or, need attention. I don't know. It's part of the reason I started my own business too, so that I could start to really sort of mold my free time into what I want it to be, and hopefully do things I love, of course, and create products that I really like, but a lot of it is just being able to not be worried about time management, but be able to manage the time that I have the way I want to manage it, as opposed to, it's kind of like when you own things. Like, do you own your things, or do your things own you? You know, like some people who wear like really fashionable, trendy things. It's like, I don't know, are you wearing the clothes or are the clothes wearing you? Like it's kind of that mentality. And from my time, like I really want me to command my time, as opposed to my time always dictating where I am, how long I'm there, you know, just things like that. I think you guys get the point. But yeah, that's really it for now. I mean, I said it was going to be long. I don't know, 26 minutes. That's 25 minutes. That's longer than 20. Guys, thank you. Thank you for all the active participation. Thank you for all of the support. Not to kick a dead horse or beat a dead horse. The sales section is looking robust. Standard-h.com. Just click on shop and drop down menu to sale. Bunch of stuff is there for the grabbing, provided your your size is still available. Hopefully it is. But yeah, go get that stuff. If you have any questions, info@standard-h.com. Hit me with anything, DM me questions. Love talking to you guys. Always enjoy, I don't know, tips, tricks on getting new watches, cars, clothes, whatever you want to talk about. Always open. Oh, watch check, by the way. Black Bay 54 has not left my wrist for the better part of 10 days. This thing's incredible. I think I've said it on podcasts. Oh, Blake Bettner. Shout out to Blake for having me on the Deep Track, his new, I guess, editorial news, content creation platform and podcast. I was his first guest, which was super, super fun. Need to give Blake his due. Go listen to that. That was fun. But yeah, this is it's been a great watch. I got it back in November. Perfect intersection of a Black Bay and a vintage sub. It's easy. It's that simple. It's a no-brainer. It's $3,900, something like that. Like, just do it. You'll thank me later. Okay, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks again for your time, and yeah, hope all of you are doing well so far this year, and wishing you all the best. Hopefully, I'll do more of these. More consistently rather than every other 5 months or so. Okay, take care. Bye.